Hello students, some of you still struggle with the unit circle. The unit circle is very important. You need to know how to create it from scratch with no help. And you need to time yourself, and you need to be able to do that in less than 2 minutes. I'm going to show you, and since I'm explaining, it's going to take me 2 minutes or more to finish this table or this unit circle. But there is a pattern to the unit circle that you need to understand. Now, before I begin, I'm going to just focus on the 2 axes first, and then I am going to fill these as I go. I'm going to start with degrees. I know that on the x-axis there is the 0, and there is the 360 degrees, and then I will go here. This is 90 degrees, and then this is 180 degrees, and this is 270 degrees, and this is 360. Basically, each time I'm gonna increase 90 degrees, or you can just start by doing 0 degrees, and then you're gonna add 30 degrees. You're gonna go by 30. So 30 degrees, and then you're gonna skip this middle line. We're gonna do that later. And you're gonna go to the next one. So 30 plus 30 is 60. 60 plus 30 is 90. 90 plus 30 is 120. And you're going to skip this middle line again. We're going to do it later. And then 120 plus 30, 150. 150 plus 30, 180. 180 plus 30, 210. 210 plus 30, 240. So you're going to skip this line, and you're going to say 240. 240 plus 30, 270. 270 plus 30, 300 degrees. And then you're going to skip the middle line again. So we're skipping these lines. And then you're going to do 300 plus 30, 330. And then 330 plus 30 is 360. So you end up here again. We're going to fill the middle line. The middle line is exactly in the middle between 0 and 90, which means it's 45 degrees, and I'm going to add 45 degrees each time. So 45 degrees here plus 45 degrees gives me 90. 90 plus 45 gives me 135. 135 plus 45, 180. 180 plus 45, 225. 225 plus 45, 270. 270 plus 45, 315. 315 plus 45, 360. So we finished all of the degrees. Now we're going to go to do the radians. We know this is 0 radians or 2 pi radians. And then we're going to add, we know that 30 is pi over 6, so we're going to use pi over 6, and we're going to add this over and over again. So pi over 6 for the first one. Let me just change the color here. So pi over 6. Pi over 6 plus pi over 6. 2 pi over 6 reduces to pi over 3. Let me actually write it 2 pi over 6 now. 3 pi over 6 reduces to pi over 2. So 3 pi over 6 or pi over 2. And then we're going to add one more time. And notice I'm skipping the 45 for now. So 3 pi over 6 plus pi over 6, 4 pi over 6. That reduces to 2 pi over 3. So 4 pi over 6 reduces to 2 pi over 3. That's how we know it. And then we're going to add 4 pi over 6 plus pi over 6. 5 pi over 6 doesn't reduce. 5 pi over 6 plus pi over 6 gives me 6 pi over 6, which reduces to pi. This is 6 pi over 6. And then we're going to have 6 pi over 6 plus pi over 6, 7 pi over 6, doesn't reduce. 7 pi over 6 plus pi over 6, 8 pi over 6, that reduces to 4 pi over 3. Or 8 pi over 6. And then 8 pi over 6 plus pi over 6 gives me 9 pi over 6, reduces to 3 pi over 2. Or 9 pi over 6. 9 pi over 6 plus pi over 6, 10 pi over 6 reduces to 5 pi over 3, or 10 pi over 6. And you get the idea. Plus pi over 6 gives me 11 pi over 6, does not reduce, so that's 11 pi over 6. And then 12 pi over 6 gives me 2 pi, which gives me 2 pi here. And then we're going to fill the pi over 4. So we're going to say pi over 4 for 45 degrees plus pi over 4 gives me pi over 2. I'm not going to repeat it again. So 2 pi over 4 reduces to pi over reduces to pi over 2. And then 3 pi over 4 is this one. And then 4 pi over 4 is pi. 5 pi over 4. 6 pi over 4 is going to reduce to 3 pi over 2. 7 pi over 4 is going to be here. And then 8 pi over 4 is going to reduce to 2 pi. So that's how we get these radians measures. And then there is a pattern here when it comes to the sine and cosine. We know that the first coordinate is cosine and the second coordinate is sine. So all of them have a denominator of 2. I might just go here and put the denominators first. Nah, not all of them. Okay. Not this one. This one doesn't have a denominator of 0. This is a special case. And then a denominator of 2, sorry. So all of these have denominator of 2 except for the, I did it again. So all of them have a denominator of 2 except for the axes. Okay. The axes, I know this point is 1 and 0. This point is 0 and 1. I know this point is -1 and 0. I know this point is 0 and -1. So we know that. Now to the axes, they have a pattern. I'm going to start with the x coordinate and then I will move on to the y coordinate. So this number is 3, 2, 1, and I go here 1, 2, 3. But the x-axis here is negative, so all of them are negative. And then I go here 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 3, 2, 1, and the x-axis is negative, so negative, negative, negative. And then 1, 2, 3, positive. Now I'm going to put the square root, and 1 square root of 1 is 1. Same here. So I'll put the square root before the negative sign. The negative can't be under the square root, so I'll just, this is -1, this is negative square root of 2, and this is negative square root of 3. Same here, negative square root of 3, negative square root of 2, and this is -1. This is 1, and this is square root of 2, and this is square root of 3. And then I'll go backwards. So 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Again, square root, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and the y is positive, so square root of 3, square root of 2, and square root of 1. And then I go here 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, and the y is negative here, so I'm going to say square root of 1, negative square root of 2, negative square root of 3, and I go here 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and again y is negative here, so negative square root of 3, negative square root of 2, and -1. So this is how you find the ratios, and if you practice that long enough, you will be able to fill in the radians, and you will be able to fill in the ratios or the trig ratios here, the sine and cosine, with ease in 2 minutes. Practice makes perfect. This is how the pattern on the unit circle works. Let this be what you get from this class, especially if you are taking calc next. Make sure you know how to create the unit circle using the pattern that you learned now. And you can memorize it if you want to, but I'm not a big fan of memorization, so here is a solution for that.